in one way, like you want to show people your best, your very best. Just like if you go out in public or stuff, you dress, you dress a certain way or whatever. You might not always dress up, completely how you always, how you want to be, or suit and tie and stuff like that or whatever. But you dress up enough to go out in public because you want to put the best image, of yourself. I don't know, man. That's kind of hard. That's kind of complex. You know what I'm saying? Though, like,
I get where you're coming from.
I see what you're saying, though. I mean, you're saying that if you're going to be casual, you put on this shoe, you put on this shirt, maybe you throw on a tie if you really want to spice it up a little bit or whatever. I understand what you're saying. But the thing about it is that, like, why do you feel like you have to do that? Because if you don't dress that way, then somebody's going to judge you. But here's the thing. Some of us are going broke trying to impress other people because we feel that that's a must. We have to do it. So it's like that is so ingrained in you that you're willing to go broke just to make sure somebody else doesn't think that you're broke. Does that make sense?
That makes sense too. And that's crazy to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be what people think I should be, or I'm not going to be accepted. Even if that means I got to sacrifice something that means something to me, or even go broke. I got to maintain this image. So that's why I was saying, if you look on TV, you listen to the radio, and most social media, because African Americans take from social media more than any other group. I mean, really, we are social media. And I think at the end of the day, again, that's not taking nothing away from the other, other groups or whatever, but we are really big into that. And I think when you try to create yourself based upon an image that's fake in the first place, then it makes you fake. And then when we run into each other, we're both faking. So for example, the D-boy, I got the 28s and the candy paint, but you don't think about how can he afford the life that we want if he just works at Walmart as a stock guy. You don't think about that because all you focus on is the image, because that's what NBA is driving. That's what Gucci's driving. You feel me? Or even with the women, you may have a woman that, she got a girdle on. You ain't really asked her, did she work out or nothing like that? Because all you know is what you see, because on TV, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're supposed to look like. So it's not until after you get home with this man and you realize he ain't really making enough to take care of you. And it's not until you get home with that lady and she take that girdle off.
Like a can of biscuits.
Sight.
And you just think to yourself like, wow, like, okay. But then you try to work through it because now you think you in love. So I got to work this through with this person. No, you fell in love with a fake person. So when you got to the real person, you didn't want that person no more. But they're going to say, you don't love me. And then it's all this whole thing about, oh, you just a materialistic person or this and the third. No, you were. You showed me the material that made me fall in love with you in the first place. You showed me this girdle figure in the first place. But that wasn't really who you are. Come on, y'all.
So what she...
Come on, let's think about that for a second now. Because think about it. You know how the guys, they got that hair that they doing now, like if the guy bald, he can go just glue some hair on his head. Y'all see? So imagine if you go out, ladies, and you see this guy, you go, "Ooh, this man look good, man. He got a fresh cut, blah, blah. He come on over there, he feeling confident. You show him some love or whatever. He just, oozing, So now, y'all, together a little bit, and you start to see that hair peel up a little bit. You're like, hold on, what's going on?
Not peel up.
Hey, tell me this, ladies. If you see that, because you didn't want a bald man, he's a bald man, but he got this on top of his head. You feel me? So you that fresh fade you saw, but he's bald. So if you find out that, dang, this man glued this on his head, like he really bald. Like, do you leave him because he's bald, or do you do what they say? Oh, well, you love him now, just stay there anyway. Like, what should you do?
I don't know, because that's hard. Because I mean, is he gonna say something about my wig being glued down? I mean, no, that's not really fair. What'd you say, CC?
I said he better not say anything about the wig.
Yeah, like from that point therefore, if I do accept you and your glue down pieces, your what is it, the 27 piece? If I do accept that, then you don't need to say anything about my weed. But I don't know. I think that is like a going to like their insecurity with the women and their girdles or whatever, and the men with the hair, because I'm saying, like, you could easily go out without your girdle or your shapewear on and just let it be what it is. But I'm saying, I feel like the woman is probably insecure, and that's more so why she's doing it. Also, yes, to probably, like, obviously, a man may not approach her, maybe, I don't know, depends on what he likes, but he might not approach her without her shapewear on. So, and yeah, it is kind of like fake. It's giving away this fake vision of yourself or whatever, because it's not really what it is. But I think it makes them feel better about themselves. Same thing with the guy and his 27 piece or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. I would feel bad dipping on him from that. But at the same time, I don't know, in my mind, I would feel a little, I would feel bamboozled, if you will.
Wow. I tell you, man, y'all hard on the ball head.
Bruh. Hold on, bro.
No, just because, just be bald. Like just be bald.
Yeah, just rock that.
Hold on now, that ain't right. Because we can't tell a woman just be bald.
Because we supposed to have, like, it's different. It's and yeah, you could say the same thing to a woman, but for women and losing their hair is different. Men, I feel like, and I'm sure it's hard for men because you're not supposed to wear a wig. Usually, we can cover it up so you wouldn't ever really know until you got to know us more or whatever. But I feel like women, we're not supposed to, quote unquote, be bald. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why some women might have an issue with it if they were to start losing their hair. It looks great on women now, don't get me wrong, but that's, again, going to an insecurity. You might be insecure, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, if I, God forbid, started to lose my hair, I can't do the bald look. My head is big. So I'm gonna be putting on a wig. But you might have the next woman or whatever, like, it looks great. She looks fine. Like, so she's gonna rock that with confidence because she feels like she looks great. So I think that's where the difference is. So it's not necessarily a double standard. I really think it just comes down to what you're how you feel. But I would tell him, like, you ain't got to glue that down, it's okay.
Right, just be bald.
Yeah.
Hey, Q, what you think, man? I got
I definitely like what y'all was saying about the confidence thing. Like, that confidence, you gotta have that, because if my significant other got confidence in being bald, that makes me more confident. Like, not just like a confident woman. Like, it makes me feel more. Yeah, like it makes me feel better. Like, okay, like, sure, we can conquer the world. Like, she confident. Like, I'm matching her energy. And if I ever feel low, I'm like, okay, well, I know she lifting me up just off of that.
That's kind of interesting too, because going back to the whole fake thing, and just kind of bridging over to acceptance. Are we in a society that's big on acceptance? Because it's kind of like the whole situation with Lizzo. What she got going on. Like, it's some people saying, hey, just let it all hang out, and there's other people like, nah, that ain't it. But see, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, we just gotta be careful with what's real and what's fake, and then what you let in your mind, and then you decide that's true, or you decide that that's what it's supposed to be. And when you go out into the world, and maybe what you think to be true is maybe just something that somebody else has put in front of you to make you think it's true or that's real, but it may not be. Y'all kind of feel what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
So, in closing with that situation, I just always try to stay at a point where I'm like aware, always staying aware, because I've been in situations too where people can really make you feel bad about not necessarily fitting in.
You absolutely right. And I want to add to that about, like, the Lizzo situation. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people be body shaming her and hating on her because of her confidence, but you don't know what happened behind closed doors. And we probably don't see that part of her where she's down, depressed, and beating up on herself. she only shows us that lively side, but we're not seeing when she's at home in the bathroom crying or something because of someone said to her online or just stuff she keeps hearing, probably for her whole life. Because I think I seen somewhere she was like, she used to get bullied in high school and that kind of stuff. And she's very talented, like to play an instrument and be an artist and all of that. That's talent. Like it's crazy to know that we're only looking at like her physical image and not what she is as more than that, her physical image. I'll say that.
Man, I gotta speak on this, man. Now let's think about this though. We get it, but when does it come down to accountability? Because you're right, man. You're absolutely right. Nobody should be ashamed for anything. Nobody should be taken advantage of or treated in a way in which makes them feel less than. But let me ask you this: diabetes and obesity and all these issues, they're real.
That's true.
So,
and I don't want to cut you off, but that's what I have a problem with, this whole body positivity thing. And be honest, it's mostly women who does this. And my thing is, it's you say you confident, but a lot of it I think a lot of it is fake. I really do. And it comes across like, oh, well, love yourself, health at every size. But if you ever watch 600-Pound Life, which I'm a huge fan of that show,
yeah,
that is not health.
That's right.
I be watching 1,000-Pound Sisters, so that's why I laugh.
Right.
So I'm with you, CC, but you see what I'm saying? It's like on one hand, people are saying they're showing you this on like you said though, Q and CC, like they're showing you this on TV to make you think, hey, look, just go out there and let it all hang out. Now they may be supporting Lizzo because of her position, but if you get another woman that's not in her position, that's a regular, person, and they try to do the same thing, imagine what kind of mud they get drugged through. Imagine if you saw, just be real now, imagine if you saw on Northern Boulevard or Eastern Boulevard or somewhere out there, some lady her same size walking into a McDonald's or something like that. You're not going to say, well, you know what? Let's just be positive about that.
You telling the truth, though.
You ain't going to do that. But then when we get up under the comments and we see it on social media, oh, she just living her truth. And she should just be able to, man, come on, let's be real. So that's why I'm saying, like, we could try to pretend that it's all good because that's what people want us to do. But in your mind, just go ahead and be real. In your mind that will not ride with you when the shoe is on the other foot. So, but man, I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention, man. I something I was thinking about. It was heavy on my brain. So I said, I got to go ahead and put this out there because I got a group of really, really, really smart people today. And I just want to see what y'all thought about that fake versus, real stuff.
I think also, and when it comes to the little thing, I think it's a difference between positive. I think people misconstrue, the definition of the positivity portion of it. For instance, if you're big, I think with the positivity comes to it. If you're big or you might be overweight, don't let that make you depressed. Don't let that, still love yourself, still be positive of yourself. But also know that, yes, that is still unhealthy. Yes, I still need to, do what I need to do, work out, all that stuff. Well, I still need to be healthy. It's a difference between positive and then also just accepting it and just not doing anything about it too. And I think that's where a lot of people get that construed, like on social media, that just they're just like, oh, just be leave them alone, let them have their truth or whatever, or let them be and stuff like that. And yes, no, you don't be on the false comments and stuff, being like, just being rude, or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's their life. It's not your life. But at the same time, there is a difference.
I agree, man. I really do. I think that's important.